This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Here we are, ladies and gents. It's the holidays, and you know what that means. We're almost done with 2017. This year had a lot of ups, it had a lot of downs, and thankfully one of those ups is, not the Pixar movie, silly, that this was a fantastic year for film. That being said, cut the music, Karen. This list was really hard to make. I say that because there were more than 10 really good films, meaning some really good films did not make this top 10 list, and some damn near perfect films aren't even close to number 1 on the actual list. So if you're upset that your favorite film didn't rank where you wanted it to, I'm sorry. This is my opinion, this is my list, this is my video, you get the point. Secondly, I didn't get a chance to see every film I wanted this year, including these bad boys. So if you're wondering why those films aren't there, that's your reason. I do plan on seeing these eventually though, and if they sneak their way into this list, I will make sure to update said list over at my Twitter at runquistkarsten. So without any further ado, let's get into some honorable mentions. I'm gonna breeze through these and then we'll get into the good stuff. These films were great, they were fun, but they didn't match up to the films that made it into the top 10 list. My honorable mentions for 2017 are It, Coco, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, The Last Jedi, and Dunkirk. Listen, okay, I know, Dunkirk didn't make my top 10, let me explain. I love this movie is great, it's shot incredibly well, Tom Hardy is amazing, but war movies just aren't really my thing. That being said, it's saying a lot that I really like this movie and I'm still not into war movies, that's how good of a movie it is. On top of that, it just didn't leave as heavy of an impact on me as these others did. That's just me though, that's just my opinion. If you love this movie, good for you. Yeah. So there you have it. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get into this list starting with number 10. The Shape of Water is one of the most entertaining films I saw this year. It's directed by Guillermo del Toro, and oh my god, this film is great. This film tackles themes of romance, success, and feeling incomplete in an extremely unique way. It's a cool one, it's one that'll leave you thinking about it for a while, and while it did have some flaws in terms of tone, it definitely deserves to be on this list. The Big Sick is a dramedy, and it's one of my favorite dramedies I saw this year. This film is a very safe film on its surface, but beneath it, there are so many levels of emotion. This movie does each aspect super well. It can be sad, it can be funny, it can be frustrating, it can do all of this at the same time and still make sense. It's that aspect of feeling a little too safe and not taking as many risks that leaves it a little bit higher on the list, but this is a great film regardless that you should definitely check out if you haven't already. Okay, alright, now hear me out. This movie is perfect. There is nothing wrong with it, and for that reason, if we're speaking about the technicalities, this is definitely the best movie of the year. The reason it's not as high as the others is that thrillers are tough for me to enjoy. I say that because I usually get the gist my first time around and feel no urge to return to it, but this film made me want to go back and find all the Easter eggs, which was so cool. But even with that, it's hard for me to have any urge to watch any more or start the movie over by the time the credits roll, and that's honestly just how I feel. Besides that though, it is a great film. I cannot praise it enough. Jordan Peele did a fantastic job, and I mean, in reality, this film will probably go down in history as being one of the more important and unique films ever made. Blade Runner 2049. Now this is a movie. I mean, like, wow. When I left the theater, I had a mixture of extreme excitement and depression. Excitement because, Jesus Christ, this movie is awesome, and depression because I felt like I was never going to come close to making something that cool. This movie did everything a sci-fi should. It completely brought me out of reality and sucked me into this world. The cinematography is unbelievable and it's undoubtedly the best of the year. The reason I don't have it higher is that the time is a little bit intimidating. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes or so, and I mean, you do definitely feel that when you're watching it. If I want to watch this, I need to block out a good chunk of my day, not only to just watch the film, but to be speechless over what I just saw for the next few hours. If you didn't see it, please do. Just go see this movie. Call Me By Your Name is my 6th favorite film of the year. I just saw this like a day ago, so my mind has only been able to process it for a relatively short period of time, but my initial thoughts are that this is a very good movie. I mean, it's a slow one, and the full message doesn't come around till near the end, but man, does it hit. Once the general purpose behind the film kicks in, it really becomes a beautiful thing. It doesn't feel like a movie to a certain extent, just because of how realistic it is at portraying the emotions the main characters are getting across. It's a very unique film that was shot in a really beautiful way and left me very intrigued and interested by the end of it. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri is a movie I don't think I will ever forget. This movie is a lot of things at once. It's funny, it's emotional, and most importantly, it's extremely entertaining. I owe a lot of that to the way each scene was made. Every scene in this film felt so concrete and necessary. There was no fat anywhere in this film. What I really loved is how nothing felt predictable. It felt like I had no knowledge of how film usually works, and it allowed me to just sit back and not focus on what was coming next and just enjoy what was in front of me, which is everything I want in a movie. If you haven't already checked this out, please do. It's one of the most entertaining things I've seen this year. I loved it so much, and I can't wait to see it again. The Florida Project. This is one that I feel flew under a lot of people's radars. This is a movie where I feel like it's literally impossible to walk out of it and just go, meh. It makes you contemplate the lives of those around you and what part you play in your community. Guys, this is a film I'm going to be thinking about for a long time, and I cannot recommend it enough. I don't want to give anything away because I feel like the best part of this movie is going into it without knowing anything about it and just letting the information come at you. I can't guarantee you'll love it. I can't guarantee you'll hate it. I just know it'll make you feel something, and for that reason alone, it totally deserves to be on this list. Yes, Baby Driver is this high on the list. I didn't expect it either. I love this movie, I really do. There will never be an instant where I watch this movie and don't feel a little bit better after I finish it. Edgar Wright is one of my favorite directors, and this film proved that he is one of the most exciting filmmakers working at this level today. This film is a great example of how to make a really entertaining and memorable movie. I'm not gonna get too deep with it, it's just a really cool and good looking film. I mean, even when I see the poster, I get excited. Is it a bummer that Kevin Spacey's in it? Yeah, it's a pretty big bummer. Does it have flaws? Of course it does. But when talking about what are some of the most enjoyable films I saw this year, there's no way it could be anywhere other than this spot on my list. The Disaster Artist is my second favorite movie of the year. Yes, a movie about Tommy Wiseau, starring James Franco, who plays Tommy Wiseau, is one of my favorite movies of the year. This movie is so fucking good, dog. When I saw the teaser, I was like, wow, this is gonna be funny. When I saw the trailer, I was like, wow, this is gonna be funny and kinda heartfelt. When I saw the movie, I was like, wow, this movie is amazing. First off, this is the funniest film of the year. Let's just get that out there. I was smiling for a good 90% of the movie. Secondly, I can't stop thinking about this thing. This movie has taken over my life. It's all I ever think about. Every single day, I watch at least one interview where James Franco is talking about the movie. It's not a choice, I just do that now. It's left me inspired and extremely interested in this entire process. The fact that it's a real story blows my mind every time I think about it. The fact that this film managed to make me laugh as hard as it did while at the same time inspiring me as much as it did definitely makes it one of my favorite films of the year and one that I'm going to remember for a very long time. Well guys, here we are, numero uno. At this point, some of you may already know what it is, but for those who don't, here is my favorite movie of 2017. Yes, Lady Bird is my favorite film of 2017. This is a movie I will be watching for the rest of my life. Everyone can relate to at least some character in this movie. When talking about a movie that I not only enjoyed but also left an impact on me, I can't think of any film that did so the way Lady Bird did. Greta Gerwig is so good at what she does. She absolutely killed it with her direction in this film. The performances are amazing, I don't even need to speak on that. The writing is great, the cinematography is flawless. There's nothing wrong with this movie. Like I said, this is a film I'm going to remember for the rest of my life as being an incredibly accurate symbol for this time of my life. If you want to hear my complete thoughts, you can check out my review on my channel where I go into depth about what specifically I really loved about this movie. But for right now, I'm just going to say this is the best film of 2017. I cannot recommend this movie enough. You're going to enjoy it. There's no way around that. Please, please, please see it when you get the chance. It deserves every bit of praise that it has received, and I cannot wait to buy every single copy of it I can when it comes out on DVD. So that was it, guys. My favorite movies of the year. Thank you so much for an amazing 2017. The channel just hit 50K, and I cannot thank each and every one of you for watching and sticking around. My goal was to hit 10K by the end of the year, and we obviously surpassed that, so thank you so much for watching. I'll send you off with this. Don't forget to subscribe, have a happy holidays, and thank you so much for watching.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked.
Thank you guys again so much for a fantastic year. But before I head out, I want to give a quick thank you to this week's sponsor, Squarespace. Squarespace, if you don't already know, is a platform designed for you to make your own website, whether it be for a blog, an online shop, or a portfolio. They have a bunch of different award-winning designer templates that make it look so nice and can make whatever website you're trying to make look amazing. And on top of that, they have 24-hour customer service. To top it all off, if you use the link down in the description, you can get 10% off of your first purchase. It's a great site. I think everyone should check it out if you're looking to make one of these, or if you just want to play around with making your own website. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. I got a lot of great stuff coming in 2018, so be on the lookout for that, and I'll see you guys in the next one.